And you can see that the new pavement on this racetrack and the reconfiguration has caused this racetrack to be much lower. And you can see right there, Jack Hewitt made a left-hand.
Oh, we got a big crash.
Oh, 4 cars in the middle of that thing. That's Ron Koehler hung up in the fence over there.
Wow.
Hewitt had something happen going down the front straightaway, went clear to the inside of the racetrack. And then you can see that's Brian Tyler, who has jumped out of the car to go up and try to help.
Well, Kohler is moving around in there. It looks like he's trying to get his belts undone. Wow, what a horrible, horrible crash that was. Ron Koehler caught up in the fence. Jack Hewitt is right there also, and Brian Tyler also involved. Boy, he took out some posts there on that catch fencing, didn't he?
Well, that's why they put those catch fences up there, to keep them from getting out of the racetrack. It certainly did its job there. It gave enough to catch him and not throw him back onto the racetrack in front of everybody else. But I got to tell you, if you're in that race car, it really rings your bell. I mean, you go from 115 or 20 miles an hour to dead stop in about 2 seconds.
There was a midget crash here many years ago over there in turn number 3 that involved Stevie Reeve. That was one of the worst I've ever seen. Again, the car went up into the catch fencing, and it went from, as you say, 150 miles an hour to 0 in just an instant.
And you can see that Ron Koehler is moving around in there. He's got the steering wheel off, and he's being very cautious and being very slow, and I think that's probably because the medics are standing there saying, don't be in any hurry. We got all night if you're not feeling well.
Man, oh man. Kohler was doing so well too. He took the lead at the drop of the green flag and was being challenged by Jack Hewitt for the lead when the big crash occurred, sending this number 10 car up into the first turn wall and then catch fencing.
Well, like I said, he said he bought this car just to have some fun. He's no young guy. He's an older guy, and he bought this car, wanted to go out and have some fun, and looked like he was doing great until this happened. You can see Jack Hewitt went very low. Some smoke came out of the car, like something was right there. He's on the brake. The throttle must be stuck on that race car. He was hard on the brake, and he ran right up into the side of Kohler and couldn't get the car stopped. The other cars right behind him, you can see Heidenreich. He climbed up over the wheels of Hewitt after the accident really had happened, and Brian Tyler got into it as well. Let's take a look from a different angle. You can see him coming down there. I think right there he got on the brakes a little bit so he didn't run into the back. Then I don't think he yet realized that the throttle was stuck so much. He gets into the corner right here, and you can see he's on the brakes. He's on the brakes for a long way trying to get that thing woed. Just went right into the side of Kohler. Kohler had absolutely no choice. He, nothing he could do at that point. He got into that catch fence. You can see the engine's still running in that thing. See how it's jumping around? Yep. The engine and the throttle are still stuck. That's what caused that car to jump after it got stuck in the fence. But Heidenreich went over the wheel up in front of him. And let's take a look from Brian Tyler's point of view. I mean, you can just tell how quickly everything happens. This is in slow motion. Brian Tyler sees this happening. He's trying to get his car woed and get out of the way, but he just can't do it. He gets into the fence before he can get stopped, and you can see he went under all the debris and still had some damage to his race car.
Wow, and Ron is climbing out of the car under his own power. Boy, that is good to see, because that boy took a very serious ride. Let's talk to Brian Tyler. Dave?
Yeah, we've seen the pictures from Brian's race car. He jumped out quickly, went to check on the other guys, and was first to tell us that they're okay. You got a smile on your face. Obviously, you're okay. You can't wait to see the in-car camera. Tell me what it was like from the driver's viewpoint. We've seen the in-car.
It looked like Jack got in a little bit low and kind of slid up into Ron, and they both went into the wall. I'd already committed myself to the high side of the racetrack to try to get a run off from 2 on them down the back chute, and I just got caught up in the middle of it. But we're okay. The car's hurt a little bit. Hopefully we can get her done in time for the feature.
It's been a good car for you. You've had great success with this team. We talked about it before, but you struggled a little bit with the traffic there. The first 3 or 4 laps, man, there was no place for you to go. You had to catch them in a hurry, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I was kind of letting them thin out a little bit just so I didn't get caught up in this, and now I did. But that's all part of racing, and I just got to thank the Boo brothers for they've been good to me all year long. Stealth builds a good car, and we'll be back.
All right, go get that baby fixed. We'll see you in the feature.
Thanks.
All right, that's Brian Tyler. He's okay. Eyewitness to a wild ride here at Indianapolis Raceway Park.
The crash occurred at the end of lap number 5, so we will have 3 more laps to complete when all the repairs are done. And I really don't know how much damage there is over there to the catch fence that has to be repaired. Here's real-time onboard camera.
that's scary, even riding along in that fashion, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Nothing that I would care to be involved in at all. Obviously, our onboard camera that was looking out the front got damaged severely, but the camera looking out the back is okay. Dave, have you got Ron Koehler down there?
Yeah, I sure do. This is an interview I'm real happy to have an opportunity to do. I wish the circumstances were different. They'd said a few minutes ago that you bought that car for the primary purpose of just going out and having some fun. This wasn't much fun, was it?
No, no. But I was having fun leading. I thought that was nice. So I got this this little deal here who stuffed me in the wall there. I don't know who it was. Slide job. That's what Butler used to do, didn't it, when he was here years ago?
Well, they were looking at the videotape and theorizing he had something wrong with the car, but for whatever reason, he kind of came up there and gave you a boot. Tell me what it feels like.
Sounds like NASCAR.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever. But tell me, what I want to know is what it feels like to take that ride and go airborne and hang yourself up in the fence.
It's just like a carnival ride, but abrupt end there. You have a quick stop. And thank God, the almighty upstairs, I'm all right. No broken bones and just some sore feelings, probably. Yeah.
I'm real glad to see you back here.
I'm fine. I'll be back. I got to get me another car. That's Kenny Urban's car from 1996. Right. And it was a good car. And now it gives me an excuse to go buy something else, doesn't it? You hear that, Jamie? Buy another car.
He's going to turn this into an opportunity. Ron, take care of yourself, man. Go out there and have some more fun. That's Ron Koehler. He's okay. Car is hurt. Fence is hurt. I don't know what the story is over there on, well, maybe we can get Jack Hewitt here in a minute and find out what's up with his car, too. We're going to take a break and come back with more. We're live in Indianapolis Raceway Park with a big mess up here in Turn 1. We'll be right back with more of the action on Thunder.
Raceway Park, where Thunder is live tonight with the USAC Stoops Freightliner Sprints. We had a very serious crash in the middle of the second heat race. And we've been concerned all along about Ron Koehler, who went up into the fence and hit the wall real hard. But perhaps the driver we should be concerned about is Jack Hewitt, who's on a stretcher.
Yes, they are stabilizing him right now. They're worried about his neck. You can see that he does have a bandage on his head. So obviously he's taken a blow to the head a little bit. When he was underneath that car, something might have gotten into the cage and hit his head. He is conscious, we're being told, but they're going to take him in and just make sure that everything is okay.
Boy, a great season so far for this guy, who of course made the Indianapolis 500 after more than 20 years of trying, or at least dreaming about being there. And now he is being carted off on a backboard and a stretcher. Dave?
Yeah, we can basically just confirm what you've said, and that is that Jack is alert and he's talking to the medical personnel, but immediately complained of a little pain in the back of his neck. When you have that kind of an incident and a driver who's had his bell rung a little bit, you don't take any chances at all with that. So they actually cut the top of the cage off in order to get the backboard in, slid it underneath him, lifted him out. They think that they're just taking him to the infield care center unless they find something more serious and would need to take him downtown. All the indications are that Jack's okay and that this is precautionary, but when you have a wild ride like this, everybody is going to err on the side of caution. In terms of the mechanical damage, it's pretty extensive. Both Hewitt's car and also Kohler's car burst the fuel cells, and as a result, there's fuel all over the racetrack. The catch fence itself, as you may be able to see behind me, is bent over, but it's not actually broken, and it'll remain to be seen what they elect to do with that. It's still intact, and I suspect would hold another car. That's not my call. Bottom line, the guy we were most concerned about, Kohler, is okay. The guy we're all concerned about, Jack Hewitt, and we'll have a report on him as soon as there's more information available.
Jack finished 12th in the Indianapolis 500 that I mentioned just a few minutes ago, when he finished 25th at the race last Sunday at New Hampshire International Raceway. The car basically went through the catch fence, didn't it, Ron Kohler's, it looks like.
Yes, it went through the catch fence. And what's the problem is right now is they're trying to get it out of that catch fence. There are cables in the fence. The cables are to strengthen the fence to hold it as well as the fencing to keep that car from going out, which it did very well. But it got tangled up in those cables, the front axle and the front wheel all tangled up in that, and they're trying to remove it right now. And until they can, and they want to do it without, you know, having to cut those cables or do any damage to that, because as long as they're all intact, they probably can go ahead and run, because you can see the poles are bent, the fencing is down, but the main thing that's going to stop a race car are those cables. And right there you can see them very, very well. There's about 6 cables, or 4 to 6 cables in the fencing all the way around this racetrack, or at least around the areas where the public is. And you can see right there,